Welcome back to the Survive to Farm series. It's episode 24 with me, MrSealyp. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm straight off the back of the previous episode. Well, say straight off the back. There's a few things I want to address regarding comments and response and feedback and stuff from the previous episode. Couple of things. One, that bag thing didn't work. I mean, it worked on the wheel loader, but it didn't work how I wanted it to work. It's gone. People were not happy about it, and that's fine. That's okay. I'm just thinking all the things I've done on this Let's Play, and that's the one thing that people seem to be really annoyed about. It's gone. It didn't work. Somebody messaged and said, "I don't know why you're using that small trailer. Why aren't you using your forage wagon?" It didn't even cross my mind. That's why I thought, you know, if I need something trailer-wise and I haven't found a trailer, it's going to be far easier for Derek to maybe find me a bag in one of his garages somewhere than it is to just produce a trailer out of thin air. So that's why I went with the bag route. Didn't even think about using this, and it's working perfectly. So thank you to the people that commented a message and said, why haven't you used that? That's what I'm using now, and it's working absolutely fine. Also, the comments regarding me magically finding things, I'm going to refer you back to the start of this. Everything that was placed on this map and has been placed since was done by SealyEG, my daughter. All the placeables setting up the map, all the stuff that I was moving in the last episode, that was all done by me, all the prep of the map. The items I've found, all the things I'm using around the map, were placed by SealyEG. Now, when I said in the last episode that I hadn't even dawned on me that this header was an all-crop header, and I didn't have a corn header, when that thought hit me, I stopped my recording and messaged SealyEG to ask her, is there a corn header somewhere on the map? Because I didn't want to just go searching around the map if there wasn't one anywhere. I could have just searched and searched and searched for hours and not found anything. So I messaged her, and she was at work. So there was a gap of 2 hours between me saying on the episode it hadn't dawned on me that this was an all-crop header and I wondered if there's a corn header, between her then getting a break at work, her responding to me and saying there is one, but she was, as usual, very cryptic. Now, when I went off in the Roadrunner to find it, and I alluded to the fact that I had been given some advice, and that's what I was referring to 2 hours later than the first bit, to say, yeah, there is one, you're going to have to go looking for it. And I asked her, is it near the other one? And she said, it depends what you define as near. So I thought, okay. I mean, there's near, which means close by, and then there's the other side that, you know, so I had to go looking for it. So I think that there seems to be this intimation that I'm making all of that up, that every time I say I need something, I magically find it. It's more a case of when I first started, I went out and we just went searching and we found stuff, and that was really cool. And then as we've got to points where I thought, oh, I know what would be quite handy, I know what I asked her to place, and I have to keep checking with her, did you place it? Or did you place one? Or did you place more than one? Or did you not place one? Because again, I don't want to go looking around the map on an episode, spending 5, 10, 15, 20 minutes searching for something that isn't on the map at all. So, yeah, just a couple of things I wanted to address. Again, not complaining, just explaining them, just sort of letting you guys know this is the situation. And thank you, honestly, I can't thank you enough for the people that said, why aren't you using your forage trailer? It's so much easier and it's working so much better than all that bag nonsense. Yeah, it was an idea and it didn't really work and it didn't go down very well, so I scrapped it. But anyway, there we are. I haven't even decided, at the time of recording this bit, I haven't even decided what I'm doing in the rest of this episode. Again, this will be done in various different chunks, I would imagine. I'm going to go back over and do a bit more of the oats. And the things I've been showing, when I've been saying about the various different headers, that little harvester, I had people messaging me saying, oh, that harvester it definitely cuts corn. I'm just showing you what it's doing for me. And I showed you it wouldn't cut the corn for me. I just wanted to show that. So the things I'm experiencing, they could be map specific. They could be, I don't know, there could be any number of reasons why. But I'm just showing you what it's doing for me. That is, you know, I'm not saying it is or isn't something, it's just that's what's happening. So anyway, solidarity, brothers and sisters, on the survivor front. Okay then, it's 11:33. I've got some more stuff I'm going to take and sell to Tanya at the little store just up here. Got little bits and bobs of things all over the place, and then I'm going to have a wander around the local area. I have survived. I have farmed. I have done more than I intended to do when I set out on this adventure. And I have found it an adventure. I've really enjoyed it. I'm going to be totally honest with you. At this point, done the muck spreading, did a bit of liming. This is sort of cleared. I did plough it a bit further out than I said I was going to, but well, no, I did actually. I went out a little bit further. I have ploughed out as much as I thought I was going to. And the thing about this is, like with so many, I suppose, it's at what point do you draw a line under what you're doing? Can I continue to plough on here? Yes. Can I continue to have fun on here? Yes. Can I continue to farm on here? Absolutely. I have established what I set out to establish, but like we said before, on any Let's Play, especially start from scratch or survival style and that kind of stuff, the challenge is the survival. The challenge is getting to a point where you are sustainable, where you are either making money, and like normally that would be what's going on here, where you're earning enough money to purchase stuff from the store. But of course we don't have a store here. That's not how it's worked. Have I found most of the equipment and machinery that's been scattered around the countryside? I think so. I think we've got pretty much everything. There might be the odd little bit here and there, but as far as I can tell from intelligence received, and I use the word intelligence very sparingly, I don't think there's much more to gather. So that kind of searching for stuff and finding items is done. We have forged some friendships. Actually, before I go any further, I should really, you know what, considering how fuel is at quite a rarity at the moment, just want to check and make sure our animals are doing right. As you just the chickens, ducks, chicks, ducklings are all producing really well. I think we've got some new births in here as well, with our sheep and lambs and goats and whatnot. I think we've got some, yeah. Very cool. Yeah, we've got a whole load running around. Look. We delivered pigs to Tanya. Oh, we're going to go and have a look at the pigs. We'll check on them, make sure they're okay. We'll check on the cows, make sure they're okay. So we forged some friendships, I think, with Derek and Tanya. Relationships, yeah, with Miss Abigail and Cletus. When the guys came through to do the electronics thing. Now, I think people will... I use the phrase sweepingly and generically. People weren't very happy when I mentioned the fact that, or in the last episode when I said the electronics thing of, you know, they'd fix some of the machinery, it was that thing of, oh well, you've ruined it now because you can do whatever you want. Well, the thing about it is, if you think about a normal farming Let's Play, you can do whatever you want anyway. I mean, you can, once you've earned money, you can go and buy anything you like whenever you want. And if you want to put money in yourself, you can. If you want to, whatever it might be, government subsidies, grants, and bank loans, you can do whatever you want. I was trying to just, I don't know, adjust things slightly. And I haven't gone bonkers. I haven't suddenly gone, oh look, electronics are fixed. They're not. They're only fixed on the equipment and machinery that's out on the map. I haven't all of a sudden gone and got myself a class Lexian harvester because I can now. That's not what I was doing. That was not the point. And also when I showed the John Deere in the last episode as well, and I said it's available. I didn't say I was going to use it. I said I could use it. It's there. If we wanted to harvest more of the stuff, if we wanted to start as a community working the land more and doing stuff on a larger scale. But saying that, we don't have larger ploughs. We haven't got larger cultivators. We haven't got larger seeders. We've got the stuff we found. There's no store to buy it all from, so there may be a bigger harvester, but to do bigger field work, I suppose we could pluck up some contracts and stuff here and there, but to do bigger field work would require the time element becomes a lot more, because we'd be using the small equipment and machinery to cultivate, plough, lime, muck spread, whatever we're going to do. The only thing that would be easier would be the harvesting side of things. So again, it wasn't it was just a mere suggestion, a hint to what could potentially happen, but I'm done. I think I'm done. At the end of the day, we're making a bit of money. Our fruit juices are selling well. Our little farm shop's going great guns. I drove around and showed you all the stuff. We've cleared the roads. A lot of the barricades are gone. So as far as people moving around a bit easier and freer around the map, we've kind of bolstered a little bit in the extremities, which is always good to bolster your extremities, I think. So I'm going to grab the pickup, we'll have a whiz round, check on everyone. Am I leaving the area? No, because what I'll often do is that kind of ride off into the sunset to a new adventure. Are we going to go to a different adventure? Yeah, we are. But as far as this goes, would I stay? Of course I would. Like I said, we're now thriving, we're not surviving. We have a farmstead. Could I continue? 100% I could continue. But we're at that point where it would all become, because usually you would go to the store and you would then start at that point where you are now thriving, where you've got money, and you would start maybe increasing the size of your machinery, where you'd probably be buying more machinery, you might be upgrading machinery. That's not something I can do on here. I've reached the limit of what we're able to do, and then all it's going to be now, any more farming we do, the crops we're putting in the ground that keep us moving forward. And we've got crops, we've got food, we're feeding ourselves, we've got stuff in our silo here. We've got straw, hay, grass, we're doing tail mix ration for the cows. We've got corn, we've got oat, we've got potatoes in here, we've got potatoes growing. Where's my sugar beet gone? That one in here. Maybe this, don't know if that should be there. Yeah, so it just becomes, now at this point, it's rinse, repeat. Would I be happy to rinse, repeat? When you're on a map you enjoy playing on and you're having fun and whatever it depends what your targets and goals are. Often it'll be to own all of the map, to own a chunk of the map, a third of the map, whatever it might be, to buy all the fields around where your farm is, whatever you've set your parameters at. I like to think if it's just inspired anybody, if it's just made anyone think, I want to have a go, I want to try something like that, I want to set a map up like that, then absolutely go for it. Just have fun, enjoy it. And when you think how much this has changed from when we first arrived, all this gear and equipment, I think we've used pretty much everything, didn't we? I'm pretty sure we used almost everything. We did lime, we've done, now. But we've got more chicks, more ducklings. Everything's growing, everything's fed. We can lift that, there's only a little bit in here, isn't there? Let's take that around the front. Put that into the farm shop while we're going about our business. Question is, where do we go next? I don't know. Oh, I've done it again. I'm not too sure. So our stuff's out. Tomatoes, flour, eggs. People will swing by and grab what they want when they want it. Actually, I could bring the potatoes and put them in here. I don't know where they... Do they go into a box? I haven't done that actually. Let's go and grab some potatoes before I go wandering off around the country. So like I say, it's just to kind of refresh my memory on what we've done. And again, it's because we have done so much. It's always a case of weighing up. If you get to a point you're bored of what you're doing, then move on. And that's fine if it's just you. If you get to a point where you think people that are watching are bored, and there'll be a similar amount of people that say they're not, say they are. That was something as well when I brought all the stuff over and compacted this clamp. It did the same thing again. I made sure that everything was within the outer edge here where the tyres are, and somehow, and I don't know how this has happened because it was back here, I was going backwards and forwards, got it to 100%, blanketed it, and then all of a sudden it was out here, and that it wasn't. I don't know what happened there. That end I tried to make sure I kept within, and that end I was about here to make sure it was within, and I don't know. So that again, once this is finished fermenting, and we can take that to the biogas plant, and that's the point we're going to be producing methane, producing energy, doing whatever, and that's for the wider community. That's not about me making money necessarily, it's about everyone else. That'll be left again. So I'm not sure whether, yeah, potentially it could be because when we put our tyre clamp in, there's a bit of a drop off on the end. I don't think it likes that for some reason either, that bit of a slope. But so what I'm going to do is grab this. I'll just tip this on the end, might as well. I didn't realise there was a little bit still in it. It doesn't really matter where I put this, does it? I'm sure we had sugar beet, but it doesn't matter. It's disappeared somewhere. Gone into another dimension. Yeah, but so when you get to a point, like I say, there'll be as many people say they're not bored, they're enjoying it. But I have to kind of look at things as anybody does on a larger sort of scale. Do we need to move on? I think we do, probably. But like I say, now comes the usual dilemma of where to, you know? Should have gone the other way. I don't know why I went this way. Sugar cane. Oh yeah, there is it. Yeah, so we're supposed to show. Let's put the potatoes in. We did plant some more. I forgot we had some here from before. I assume it will take it from this. I don't know if it will fill one of those tubs up. I'm sure it takes potatoes. We can always check at the till before we put it in, before I make a fool of myself. So let's just go hop over there, go to here. There we go, potatoes. Put the eggs back on. Tomatoes and flour are selling. We don't seem to be making. They're supposed to be selling. I thought it was hourly. You got the monthly running there. I mean, it doesn't have outgoing. This is just because it sells gradually. We don't seem to be selling very much, and if we are, we're not making a lot of money doing it. But at the end of the day, it's about providing for a wider community. Oh yeah, look, the box at the back. Nice! Some starchy carbs for people, that'd be nice. Now we're looking capacity-wise. I think we've probably got 2,000 litres here as well, haven't we? Let's have a look. Nearly there. There we go. Put some on the floor, so scoop those up just to make sure everything's topped up. Cool. 4 products being sold, and that's the thing. Like I say, when we first came here, I was scrabbling around and I'd found a bit of fuel, and I'd found, you know, it was the odd little thing here and there, and very small machinery, and it was very small stuff. The concept, the prospect of getting to this point where we could be doing, you know, have our own little store and be selling stuff, and having enough stuff that we weren't just feeding ourselves, that we had stuff to help other people out as well, our survivor network, was kind of, I didn't think it would be a thing. I'm happy, very happy what we've done. It does also mean, of course, that we can free up an absolute ton of space on the mods, because I've got so much installed on here, so much, all the decorative stuff, all the things I've been using, all the stuff that was just sort of placed and put around and hidden. It was very resource heavy. Put those back in there. Right, whoa, blimey. Oh, yeah, because we helped out Brad here as well, didn't we, at the sawmill? I forgot about that. Put some lumber in for him to help him out there. After us initially believing there was no one about. So I think the biogas plant's going to be run as a kind of a cooperative thing, as far as I can tell, moving forward. That's what will happen with that. We never did greenhouses, we didn't do anything like that. We had the open one, didn't we? But like I say, there's all sorts of stuff you could continue to do if you wanted to. And I think the problem is, I don't know whether it's that thing, did I sell it too well? Is it that thing of, because of the style and the way that it's being done on here, because of the way we're doing it, and it's very Survivor and that kind of thing, I've tried to make things that you could make, you could build yourself. I suppose things like polytunnels and stuff like that. There's guys, I know they do like survival things as well, but they're making greenhouses out of like UPVC, like the plastic tubing, like plumber's pipe, like plastic pipe, with all the various different joints and stuff. And you can make an A-frame shelter, you can make an apex roof shelter, and then you can just wrap that in, well, we call it cling film, but is it saran wrap or whatever it's called wherever you're from. You can make greenhouses, you can make shelters, you can do all sorts of stuff with things like that. So is it possible to do things? And that's what I've been trying to sort of look at, is making and doing things that are potentially believable, that could be done. At the end of the day, everything is fabricated by someone. A lot of stuff is done in factories and stuff these days, I guess, but there are plenty of people that fabricate things in workshops, whether it be woodworking, metalworking, fabrics, whatever it is people are working in, and people produce some incredible stuff. And I guess you go about far enough and it was all done by hand. There weren't factories, there wasn't lots of machinery until the Industrial Revolution and that kind of thing. Everything was very labour heavy, resource heavy. I'm like I say, I'm driving around now and looking how, when we cleared this in the last episode before, whatever it was, very pleased with myself. We didn't use any of the manure from here, but we could if we wanted to. The silo situation, there being 3 sets of those silos, and they are only producing silage. At the end of the day, I didn't need it for doing total mix ration, so whilst it was handy they were there, and could we potentially have used it, I could have if I wanted to, because for some reason it did that weird thing that I took a bucket of silage out, put it into my mixer wagon, and that all of a sudden went from 3,600 to 12,000 litres of forage, which when I unloaded it was grass. So I could have just made myself like exponential amounts of grass. I could have done whatever I wanted with that. Had I been, feeling slightly nefarious, I could have done. The horses never came back. They just went, gone. Very, very strange. Yeah. We didn't actually get any milk from here, did we? I don't know that they were actually even producing any, to be fair. But again, moving forward, that was the deal. If I can feed them, I get milk, so we could have done. And there's a load of manure there. But it's funny as well, I said earlier about I can only show you what was happening, and it's the same when I do mod reviews and map tours, and I can only show you what's happening from my perspective. Whatever I'm showing you is whatever's happening. I'm not fabricating it, I'm not making it up, I'm not using AI to show something that's not happening. And when the animals were running around, every time I put feed in and they would come running across the field, someone else messaged me and said, well, I'm on the same map and they're not doing that for me. I honestly can't explain it. I don't know. I just don't know. I suppose it just can be very strange, but they're all right. The pigs, when we saw them last time, there were loads more in there. All the ones that were piglets were now adults, and there were more piglets in there, which is great. And again, I don't know who's been feeding them, but it certainly hasn't been me. And again, that thing of when I spent that time sorting out getting feed to them, and if it had been me, I wouldn't have gone to the trouble of doing that because it was ludicrous. You know, why would I have done that? But I suppose, you know, maybe it was just what was in there originally. And this is where it all started. Harry's Hobby Farm. I found it on a map, and this is where I was coming to. This is what I was coming to find. Seek and ye shall find. And it turned out probably wasn't. I mean, maybe it could have been. Maybe it would have worked out perfectly for me. I don't know. But that was kind of the beginnings when we found this. I just thought it was a big property, and there wasn't a, you know, there was fencing around most of it, and the pigs were down there. So I suppose I could have set up shop there, but I think where we set up worked out all right in the end. Loads in there, look. Oh, of course we found the preppers, we found the bunker, didn't we, as well? Of course, a load here as well. Yeah, look at them all. Oh, I thought I was going to stand up on that. Are there any piglets, or are the piglets all happy life? Look, happy life. It's a smaller. Oh, is that laying down as well? Oh, there we go. Got some smaller ones. Not piglets, but I imagine there'll be some on the way again soon, I would think. Excellent stuff. Pigs are happy. We didn't do chickens, did we? Oh, that's what I'm talking about. Of course we didn't do chickens. It's because we got the ducks and ducklings. Of course we did. Ooh, what a twit. Oh dear. Cows, pigs, sheep, goats. We did a bit of everything. We did a little bit of forestry, not a huge amount. I know that's not everyone's favourite thing in the world. Oh, didn't move this one. I missed that. Whoops. I suppose I could have moved that one, but it's off the road already, but not really in anyone's way. Yeah, I haven't. I mean, to be honest here, in all the driving around and stuff I've done, because obviously there's bits and bobs off camera. Oh, so I say, where's that's in the rest of the pen, isn't it? Yeah, there's been a bit of driving around and doing stuff off camera, and I can't thank everyone enough for all the comments, all the support, all the messages, all the ideas, all the things people suggested, places people said I should look and search and try and find stuff. Like I say, there may be something glaringly obvious, but I don't think anything, like I say, on my list of things that we were kind of looking for. Like I said we could have gone a little bit further on, and we could have maybe tried producing fuel somehow if we wanted to. But again, that could be something, if you're playing on it, you think, oh, actually, that's not a bad idea. We could have a go at doing that. And that's the sort of thing that would only work, and not only work, if you're producing fuel for your farm, that's absolutely fine. But on something like this, because this is, like I say, hasn't been refilled, because we're post-apocalypse, because it's, you know, the situation that we find ourselves in, producing fuel that can be brought here for everybody to use, it works as a concept, it works as an idea. And then people have messaged and said, well, that's ridiculous because it's not farming. But again, there are plenty of farmers that are producing crops and sending crops to ethanol plants all over the place for the production of fuel. So it is a thing, you know, especially with such a massive electric EV vehicle, you know, however you refer to them, situation happening around the world at the moment, everywhere. It's a big thing, the ability to produce power in whichever form you do it, whether it's solar, wind, wave, you know, whether it's through a type of power station, whether it's biogas, you know, biogas plants, and the biogas plants are running turbines that are producing. However you go about it, farming is inextricably linked into so much stuff. Oh, I still didn't come. Maybe I should do that before I finish. Do you reckon? Maybe I'll do it off camera. I never came back actually to check on the animals. Not that I need to check on them, they're not my animals, but where we got our animals from. Oh yeah, look, there's loads here as well. It's been a blast, that's all I can say. And I know this last episode there's nothing happening. When I get back to the farm, I'm gonna get that field planted. I didn't need that. We did look at it. Someone said, why didn't you go and grab the McCormick? Well, we've got some tractors. We found the Volvo as well, and you know, there's only so many I needed. I only got small gear, and it wasn't like it was a big tractor that came with some big equipment. We never found anything like that anywhere. Had we have done them, potentially. Somebody said, why didn't I use the trailer? What trailer are they talking about? Oh, is it that one? I think that's just, I think that's part of, that might be what they were talking about. Why didn't I use this for moving stuff around? But I think this is built in. That's not a, yeah, I think that's part of the surroundings, I think. That's not a, yeah. It's not a thing. There was also a harvester in one of the fields that somebody sold. You've missed a harvester. That was a derelict. It was a wreck. If we can cut across here, actually. You watch me just find something now. Something I missed completely. That'd be ironic, wouldn't it? Yeah, might as well finish off and start getting that field planted. Don't know what we're going to put in it. I suppose we could do. Oh, we've got oats around us. We've got sorghum around us. So as far as my little, my porter mill, I can keep that going. Those fields are massive, and we've barely scratched the surface. Even taking the stuff for doing the silage clamp, using the all-crop forage header, which we barely touched that field. Where was the? Oh yeah, I'll show you. I'll show you in the field where that. I didn't come across many other toys there. Well, a bit squeaky there. Didn't come across many other toys. I suppose there were some about, but I didn't really find any others anywhere. Didn't really come back to it. Didn't really need it. I thought we'd have to build fortifications. Yeah, there we go. Look, this one of the field here. A former harvester, I believe it's. Oh yeah, look. Once a proud and noble machine. And we definitely didn't get to, was it 100 collectibles? We didn't find 100 collectibles, so there are going to be more out there. But as it turns out, we're earning a bit of money now anyway. So as far as toy, oh, who was it messaged me and said, don't forget that one? And I read the message. I don't know what they're talking about. And there's me just saying that very thing. And we find one. Again, yeah. Might have been HMG. Who was it? HMG or Feldin or something like that. They messaged me to say, don't forget that one by the log pile. Which I promptly forgot. Also doesn't take away from, even if you're not doing an apocalypse series, this is a cracking map. It really is a lovely map. And so I've had people saying to me, why don't you move from there to East Vineland or do some of the Mac Trucker 921 maps? They're very similar. I think if I move wherever I go to for my next Let's Play from here, I might just go normal. Just do a normal Let's Play, you know, with the ability to do contracts, with the ability to gradually work our way up. Not necessarily start from scratch, I don't know really. Just play the game normally, a standard version of. I don't know whether people will be interested. I think the problem is, as I keep saying, it's almost like everything seems to be geared towards, I'm not just talking about Farming Simulator, I'm talking about everything really, and everything's geared towards sensational and mad and bonkers, and everything's got to be wow, you know. And every episode's got to have an awesome thumbnail with something wow going on, otherwise people just aren't interested. And it's a difficult thing to keep that momentum going. How do you do that? Every episode I've tried on, we've done all sorts. When you think about over them, and we are getting, you know, on the scale of 3 years of the game, and we're into the last couple of months, 2-3 months before the new version of the game comes out, and you look back over everything you've done, the different styles, the start from scratches, the start with the equipment they give you, something like this, an apocalypse farm, whether it's, you know, you start with just you and a holdall, or, you know, whatever, coming off the wastelands on Frontier to, you know, and then things like Court Farm and doing the crossover onto Clarkson's farm, and yeah, I don't know, all different styles, different sorts of maps, different scales of farming, different views upon it, some more forestry than others, some more farming than others, some more animal than others, you know, some more production heavy than others. It's an interesting thing. So I don't know, I think we'll go with because we've got the broadcast seeder, so we could go for a seeded crop, but I think we're going to go with the planter. Let's plant something. Now again, I have to be careful, because there are certain things obviously I can plant but can't harvest, because someone did message and say, why haven't you done cotton? But there's no cotton harvester. There's not one. I haven't found one. I'm not saying there isn't one, I'm saying I haven't found one. And having a crop that you put in the ground that you can't actually harvest, that's not really going to help. So what can we put in? Sugar cane? I guess we can do sugar cane. Sunflowers. And we've done pretty much all of it, really. Sugar cane I think will be quite heavy on the seed requirement, won't it? Should we put some sunflower in? We'll do a bit of sunflower. What we'll do, I think I add some my little seed production. And again, I could have gone back to the preppers thing over and over. I could have just filled up my seed. But this is, you know, for what we've needed, our little seed production here has worked really, really well. Again, I've been really happy with it. Hasn't put a foot wrong. And then what we can do is we can just top that up, get that running again, make sure it's all going. So we'll get our wheelbarrow, we've got a little bit left in there. There we go. I'm going to get some more if I need it. Turn the engine off on that. Go to there. What do we just put in? Oats. And off it chugs again. Excellent. I don't know how I feel about it. It's another one of those ones, I say it with every single Let's Play. When I come to the end of a Let's Play, I've enjoyed this immensely. It always feels a bit weird, you know. Again, that thing of, unless I play it off camera, which again is having the time to play these things when you're running Let's Plays and you're doing map tours and mod reviews and whatever else it might be. When do you have the time to? That thought of all the time and all the effort and everything I've done on here, to then think I probably won't come back on this again, potentially. Weird, isn't it? But we are planting for our future. We'll be able to make some margarine or something when this grows, I don't know. And there you go. It's a shorter one. It's, like I say, it's something a bit different. We had to come to an end at some point, and this is that end. Like I say, I am done. I don't know what I'm going to do next. I hope you've enjoyed it. I hope you've enjoyed this episode. I hope you've enjoyed the series. If you've stuck with me through to the end, I do thank you. From the bottom of my heart, I say every single Let's Play I do when you get to the end, I can't thank you enough. If you stuck with it, that's absolutely awesome. I appreciate you massively. If you have enjoyed it, please give us a like. If you don't subscribe yet, please do. If you want to leave a comment, feel free. And if you want to share this video, then please be my guest. Whatever you should choose to do. Thanks for watching.